Dr. A, this is Ashton, and here's my presentation on the digital divide, education. So this is my title slide, and then I move next into asking the class what kinds of ways they've used Wi-Fi in just the last couple weeks or even years to do their homework and be successful in school. And at the bottom of all the PowerPoints I have some notes of what I'm going to say that I'll move on to the script later. The next slide I say that in the topic of the digital divide I'm going to focus on the homework gap and three aspects of the homework gap, including the problem, the effects, and the discussion of solutions. So for the problem, first I start with what the homework gap is and define that with some different articles' perspectives. Next is how it arises, how the homework gap comes about in different societies. Then I have who is affected by the homework gap with some just key points of this chart and this chart, just summarizing the different groups of people that are most affected. And then this is one more slide showing the difference between city and rural with the homework gap and how that affects these different populations. Next, the effects. First, I wanted to talk about the effects on teachers and how they have to decide whether to assign homework that requires the internet or to keep on just assigning written or like print homework so that all their students will be able to do it, which keeps I guess the rest of the students from progressing with technology. And then the effects on the students' futures and how in such an increasingly digital age and age where we all use computers and the internet, the students that don't have access will fall behind, which affects their future careers and ability to get jobs, etc. And then another slide on the effects is kind of a cycle similar to the poverty cycle, but with reduced access to the internet. You have a lack of skills that comes with that, which then contributes to a low-income job, which then keeps you from accessing the internet or paying for that necessity. So it's a cycle. Then we get into discussion of solutions, which I first wanted to point out this potential solution, which was enacted in 2013 by President Obama, and just defining this program and its effects. Some other solutions that have been going on are private company donations and training for teachers. Sprint in particular has started the 1 Million Project, and other companies have done similar things. But unfortunately the gap is continuing to increase even with these donations and government programs, because even when there's more technology implemented at school, it doesn't fix the fact that many students don't have it at home. So the another solution, which is more on the forefront of today's problem-solving options, is universal broadband, which would potentially solve the problem of internet access at home, which would fix the problem from kind of the bottom up. So I'm going to share some pros of universal broadband, kind of similar to the article you had us read for our last reading response, and just summarize why it would be a good thing, and then also summarize some of the downsides to this solution. This is kind of a slide where I'm going to summarize what's being done currently and what's being enacted, what's being passed in the judicial system right now to implement universal broadband, and then what the FCC's role in that is, kind of just continuing on what's being done right now. And then my last slide is just going to ask the class what they think in regards to the problem, if it is a problem, what should be done, what are the potential solutions, and which solution do they think is most effective. And then there are my references. Alright, thank you.